others don't.
Dream what others won't, driven to leap forward, determined to always give back.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University, here we do.
It begins with our mission and values, a culture of innovation and collaboration, achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom, turning education and theory into practice, developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Here we
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the EGFC Season 3, brought to you by Intel. We're already quickly in game number 1 between DePaul and Marist on this retake from DePaul. Sprague and Lucky, the only ones left, trying to do as much as they can against Marist, who've already set up very nicely onto B. Trades a little bit there, but remember, this player advantage already in favor of Marist, and Breezy finishes this out. And Tyler, also my co-caster, I should mention that, Zohan, joined by Tyler. A nice win for Marist there.
Actually, it's switched. DePaul is on the T side right now.
You're right. DePaul should be on the T side. So a beautiful T side as we enter a quick pause.
Yeah, it looked like there was quite a bit of mixing and matching of the sides, as there ought to be Marist doing their best to hold on, but ultimately falling to DePaul, who has opted already to buy into that 8K. They got that bomb down in the last round, having a grand old time. And we see them buying in there. There's a pause out right now. Obviously, everybody's dealing with a whole variety of super fun things. Had some blue screens earlier, but we got through it. We're here. We're together. We're going to do our best to, survive and flourish.
Indeed. And shout out to that big sticker on the pistol there, as I have actually casted big before. So that was a little I saw that, I was like, hey, that's a little call out right there. Did cast them I casted them for a ESL, like a really tiny ESEA team. They got a 16-0 very quickly, just to say the least.
Big team, big win, right?
Big team, big win. Maybe not show that. Maybe not. I saw the rest of the stickers. Maybe let's not. No, they're showing it again. Oh, no, auto director, stop! Auto director, please. What are you doing?
Just trying to get a diversity of angles.
Diversity of angles of exact things we really don't want to show on our broadcast, but
hey,
Yeah.
Well, let's go down our rosters while we're still on our pause. Marist having all of their normal people in with Lucky Penguin, JM, and Sprague. Space Opal is one of their subs in for the first time, and I think quite a while. On the side of DePaul squad, Yif, Demigod, Chet, Chris. Sorry, that's the player having the issues. I was like, Chet's new, but turns out that was bot Chet. So we're back to real player Chris, who's in full scale with Breezy. So now we get back to the actual game. DePaul up 1-0 in the first map of this. We're on Inferno right now, which is DePaul's choice. And then just a little bit later, we'll be seeing Vertigo, Overpass is next on the next series. Getting my head up stuff a little bit. Yif pushing up directly into that. They're going to find nobody on that A site because there is nobody on that A site. Marist opting for the B stack. A gamble for sure. A gamble on the wrong side. They don't have anything to save. So once this bomb goes down, they're going to have that rotation come out. They're going to try to get whatever they can because there's nothing worth saving. So they might as well do as much damage as they can. As the bomb goes down, you see all of those players starting to rotate through that CT spawn. DePaul ready to pounce with that player in library arches. Ooh, it's a bloodbath already.
It is a bloodbath for sure, in convincing fashion too. I don't really have much to say there. 3-2 for the side of DePaul. Just gamble, as Tyler mentioned before, gamble gone wrong for Marist, wanting to try to stack B, wanting to even give up banana control, trying to get as much as they could from there. And sadly, just worked out wrong as DePaul clutched it out very, very nicely. This time, a far more normal split for our CT side, trying to go for 3-2. Let's see if there's anyone gets anything at top mid. Smokes for one side, and Sprague has done work through the smoke before, and JM gets one. Lucky gets another, and Marist finally looking like they're a little bit more comfortable as two from with Chris and Breezy trying to push up apartments. Not gonna get anything from there. A little bit of a dink off onto JM and Tyler. Surely Marist gets this one.
I won't give anything to them yet because DePaul is a scary beast for sure. But it is worth noting rather there that Yif trying to capitalize on the success of the aggression in the last 2 rounds ultimately gets punished for that. A Demigod goes down to Penguin at the top of Banana, and the remaining 2 players from DePaul are just hanging out in middle. They still got 50 seconds. They're still going to look for something, and they still could find their way onto this site. Right now, it's just Penguin sitting in sight. With Space Opal sitting up on flower pots trying to get something there, but with a little bit of utility and a little bit of luck, these 2 players could take this site, and that is the opening kill necessary. Chris takes out Penguin. Space Opal looking over top of it, doesn't see him through the smoke. He's gonna spray through the flash, almost protects Breezy, but Space Opal, as they fall off, just barely clipping them through the smoke. Chris is gonna get that bomb down, but that is a well-placed molly, taking off lots of health from Chris, who finds Space Opal but goes down to JM, and it's going to be the first round on the board for Marist.
Yeah, beautiful molly. That was a perfect lineup for them. Definitely maybe gave up more of their lives. I was a bit worried for Space Opal. Almost didn't get the shot off there, waiting just a bit long, just wanting to make sure to pick up all of the best weapons that they could. And they did get 2 AKs for their trouble. Checking for a third and killing all the chickens, and
Monsters.
I don't know about you. I'm a bit of a superstitious person, and you shouldn't wait to defuse and kill chickens. That just, they're wanting to be cursed now in this 4th round.
Yeah, a little bit of potential for karma there. Am I right? But I like that. Again, that was Marist's opportunity to put a little bit of a damper on DePaul's momentum, given DePaul was on a bit of a mixed buy there. Still some SMGs and things left over from round 2. So they're coming through here. DePaul not learning lessons at all, just immediately rushes up for that. They're kind of stalled over there on the arch side, and Sprague goes down, finds a Demigod, almost finds Squaw. Penguin takes out Breezy. They're kind of trapped in this corner right now with nades raining down on them. This is going incredibly well for Marist.
Yeah, and Sprague gets another Sprague on an absolute tear right now. Squaw at 8 health. Doesn't matter though, as Yif gets Penguin and rotates back towards A, hoping that at least that 1 kill up Banana is going to force a rotate. But sadly, Marist going to be strong, going to be secure in their knowledge, and excuse me, not going to be safe. It's safe in their knowledge, but not safe in the kills. Squaw and Yif go for the Great Bamboozle, go for CT spawn towards B, and once again, it's working out. A Space Opal backs away a little bit, but not our usual Bamboozle as going towards mid.
Yeah, Space Opal doesn't seem to be aware of the idea that somebody's there. Oh, finally, they turn around, so this could work out really well for them. Lucky seems to have divined that there's nobody on this site. At this point, they should be calling to watch out for that rotate, but Space Opal not quite aware of this, but they're going to hear that molly, so they're going to know this, and it's going to trigger the rotation. Whether or not they're patient enough to wait for their teammate is the next question. But Squaw only got a couple of hit points that are now gone, so it's Yif on the side of DePaul holding on to this holding on to this site. As Lucky's rotating, he's going to be smoked off from the CT's side, but Space Opal still plenty of health. Not able to find that down. Yif's seeing his HP just chipped away. Space Opal able to clear that out, and that's going to be the 2nd round on the board for Marist. Marist doing pretty well. I mean, the interesting lore of Marist on Inferno is this is a map that they actually did really well against Colorado, which is the #1 team in the league and the #1 team for a reason. Have only dropped a few maps, and of course they're against DePaul. but Marist turned this map into a bit of an equalizer for the league. So at least for the time being, they're continuing that trend here and putting up a pretty strong fight against DePaul, who most recently took over second place and will maintain this if they are able to 2-0 Marist here after Marquette won their 2-0 against Iona just before this.
Indeed, yeah. DePaul, I believe we casted that together, able to go up to second place. Really wants to win this, but Marist proving that they don't want to give up an inch, especially since can Marist move up in anything in playoffs? Like, I don't have to necessarily think it matters that like they're not going to go into the top half, but surely if they can go up one or two places, they're not going to play Colorado or actually DePaul in this case.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely so when we get to national, there's going to be a group stage first. So what you want to do is fight your way in to be into the group that's only going to have one of those top three teams in it, and that's going to give you the best opportunity to push through to the finals. Squaw comes in, taking out Penguin after he traded out Breezy, or originally took out Breezy, excuse me, and that's going to open up the B site for DePaul. You're going to see that rotation coming in from Marist from CT, but Yif catches JM through the smoke. JM in previous weeks has been a huge impact player for Marist. A little bit of a missed flash is going to prevent anything from, prevent the preventative utility. Sprague is over there with the AK just trying to hold on. He does find Chris, who was on the hunt. And we're going to see if DePaul is really hungry to find more or if they're just going to let him go. But it seems like we already have at least a demigod rushing out to try to find that flank and potentially something in there for the team. I do not know.
I just wanted you. Did you notice that, right? I was just making sure we all noticed that.
It's like a Minecraft tree.
It looked like a bit of a. Okay, it's gone now too. Interestingly enough, that was it. That happened. Squad hopefully gonna be keeping this AK, and looks like it will. DePaul taking an advantage, and then now it's all up to Marist deciding how they go from here. It's going to be quite a rough buy, and they're going to be timing out. Do you think they go for another gamble? Do they restack B? Do they all stack A now? How do you think this pistol round / eco with Sprague on the AK could potentially come back for them?
I do like the idea of them going to a stack. Probably, I honestly would probably stick towards the B site. Or towards the arches, because what we've seen, I think almost every round except maybe the last one, is DePaul really likes to push up mid fast, and whether it's Yif or Squall or one of the other members of the team, just pushing directly into that arch position. If they can intercept that, especially now that you see Lucky's got the Mag 7, I imagine he's going to be taking that into apartments or sitting close on Banana. Sprague's got the AK they're buying around, so Marist is actually going for it here. So they have the opportunity to sort of play this normally, try to put those short range weapons either on sandbags or up in apartments to try to get some of those early kills and swap out for a rifle. Or who knows, maybe Lucky's just going to go ham, get a bunch of swag 7 kills and build up the bank a little bit. But they do have to contend with a very dangerous DePaul team who's on full strength, and now a demigod's got an op, which is the first time that we're going to see this on this map. And a demigod can be a pretty big pain in the ass with that gun, so you definitely don't want to be taking any of those short range weapon fights with that. But we see the aggression pushing up Banana already. We see the rest of the DePaul team spread out, searching towards mid, so they're not going to be an immediate speedy execution, which kind of works in favor of DePaul with the short range weapons that they have to manage. But the round is young.
The round is young and the night is long. We have quite a lot of CSGO. Okay, takes out the deagle, but takes out the operator as well. But Breezy trades it out, picks up the op and turn and tosses the AK. Doesn't want the rest of DePaul having it. Lucky, you can't be peeking that. No, all of a sudden the hold on to A by Marist is going to be going down. It will not down necessarily, but they're not going to be happy with that. B is going to be completely empty for them. Squaw going to be rotating towards B as well. As JM and Sprague, I feel from what we've seen from Marist before, surely Sprague holds. Maybe okay, JM picking up this AK. They're definitely going to save this here.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly, I think, we're absolutely capable of the retake, but you're all the way across the map. That Breezy's got that op somewhere. there's going to be, we'll say, a lack of an interest in pursuing that without a whole lot left. They do have some utility, but it's certainly best served just holding on. Look for anybody that's silly enough to rotate over onto the A site, looking for those kills and just trying to take as many weapons away as possible. So Marist is going to go, or sorry, Marist is going to stay at 2 rounds as DePaul goes up to 4. And we're going to reset and see what they can do in the next round. The money on the CT side is, in a word, bad. They don't have much of an option here. Oh, man. Squaw opting to not reveal themselves and just goes down to the barbecue of the Molly in Big Pit. So that is even more devastating. But I guess in trade, they do get 1 more kill for JM. So they're just going to leave this on the AK. They're going to have to go full save here and see if JM can do any sort of miracle plays with that AK. But that's a lot of pressure and not a likely outcome, we'll say.
Yeah, indeed. And okay, JM going to be trying to get something down Banana, but DePaul opting to be a little more careful than we usually see them. A Demigod does get dinked from that spray and doesn't get a shot off in turn. And basically just normal pistols, not even utility. And once again, this 5-stack towards B. JM gonna be sussing this out a little bit, wanting to maybe get a couple kills, wants to take down this economy for DePaul. And okay, Marist really just, they love staying together, it seems. Everyone's rotating off, and I think it might be working out well for them. Yif just backing up, just holding Banana, waiting for a pick. Are they gonna, oh, are they gonna go for a boost? Oh no, they're not. But a Demigod going for the utility. They're not going to be working out. And this is already good. You want to just see a couple of kills in this, and JM gets another. Suddenly, it's equal. Space Oval can maybe even pick it up. JM goes down, however, and Space Oval can't finish it out. And Yif, coming back from Banana, wins DePaul around, but short. This is exactly what Marist needed.
It was a fantastic display from Marist to show that they're still dangerous, even when all they've got is a pistol and in a single AK. So it's got to feel pretty good from a moralistic perspective, or from a morale perspective, excuse me. We're not talking about morals in this game. There's a little bit of a difference on there. But anyways, DePaul goes up 5 rounds to Marist 2. So they're going to slow down a little bit, knowing that Marist has got weapons. Marist still not fully recovered from the economic impact of losing those last couple of rounds. And JM, unfortunately, goes down, and that's an off-down on the side of Marist. Squaw takes out a peeking Lucky from apartments, and that's going to leave just Spray in that bomb. He gets 2. Chris and Squaw are down. There's 1 more player down on porch, but Breezy on the flank takes out Spray. He's going to already look towards that library and try to catch anybody on that CT rotation. The last 2 players on the Marist side looking like they're already planning to save this again.
That they are, and this is looking rough. Space Opal, you know, almost has a couple of assists, almost going to be equal in kills, but yeah, now at this point, fairly rough round for them, fairly rough game so far. You know, obviously DePaul, our 2nd ranked team, and so 5-2, still soon to be 6-2, shouldn't be looked at too roughly for them. But it looks like, oh, they were just picking up the AWP and getting out of there. Okay, but Space Oval decides not to pick up the M4A1S in turn.
There was
Bit of a mistake, I guess.
I don't know. MP9 is a pretty powerful weapon if you're using it right, I guess. I don't know. I really like the gun. Certainly got a lot of good potential for it. It is going to put them in kind of a weird position where they could have dropped that rifle over to somebody else, because obviously you look down the cash and you're looking at, you know, between $300 and $3,700 across the board, so not really a whole lot to outfit the team. We do see the op staying towards JM doing some work with that op in previous games, so they're going to try for it and see what happens. DePaul going back to their default. You see the entire Marist team sitting over on that B site looking for something, and if they can get a pick, they're going to pick up some rifles there. And certainly, you know, we've seen them almost win as they've recovered some of those weapons previously. So I would say I'm optimistic about this. Just kidding.
That was the most dramatic reaction I think I've ever seen. Optimistic immediately. 3 go down, 2 are already half health, and Space Oval gets 1 with that MP9. Maybe a little bit of a chance, but a Demigod clutches it out there. And yeah, I was just casting Valorant. I've been saying the bomb will be planted in Valorant, and now I want to say the spike will be planted when I'm casting CSGO. This is what happens. Don't cast two tactical shooters, everyone. It confuses you. DePaul will be planting, and Lucky has to save this AWP. They have a decent economy after losing this round, but surely you don't want to try to 1v3 with an AWP, especially when Chris has one.
Yeah, for sure. The issue here, obviously, is while they've been able to carry over these rifles, you know, the AWP or the MP9 in the last case, a couple in there, they're not obviously seeing enough impact. This is now DePaul's, I think, 3rd round in a row. Marist's just 2, which they've been sitting on for quite a while. So they've got to find an answer to this. They got to make use of the rifles that they're carrying over. Unfortunately, there's just kind of a wrong place, wrong time happening for a lot of the encounters that they're seeing so far. And obviously, that's not doing them any favors as you're talking about numbers on the board. But Marist is going to be in a significantly better financial position this time around. You're going to see full utility, full rifles out for this. So this is going to be their best chance in a few rounds to actually start putting these back on the board. They've got to break DePaul's momentum here, and they've got to continue that and make sure that while DePaul has a pretty good cash reserve right now, if they string 1 or 2 together, they're going to force DePaul onto a save, and that's going to be their best opportunity to get this back towards the equalizer.
Indeed, and this is exactly the round they need to hold. They need to win this here, and a bit of a mistake with that with that frag, maybe a confidence booster. They want to go to a little bit lower health, but they don't want to shoot each other, so they accidentally throw a frag at a wall and take a bit of a dink off. But Chris, too fast for Penguin, gets the AWP shot off, and Yif with a beautiful headshot on to Face Opal allows B to be completely open and not even a rotate for Marist. I think they were waiting for a flank, but they're surely gonna know it here. And oh, and JM goes down. The AWP, the op is gone. And now I think essentially at this point, they have to just recover it. Like that has to be what their play is.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of the DePaul team is already moving to play around that obviously squad, take out Sprague there. That means there's only 1 player left. And he's playing from that apartment. And unfortunately, after he takes out Breezy, his squad just finds his 3rd kill on the round. And that's going to be a difficult place for Marist, because now not only do they not carry an op over, the most expensive part of it, that's going to put them in kind of that wonky position. Jam did have enough cash with 7K to pick up another op. You still see 3 M4s across the board, of Penguin opting for the scout. So Marist is still going to have a pretty good defense here, but they, like I said, I mean, last round it was super important that they found something they didn't. Holy cow. Penguin, the right time, the right place, the right crosshair placement, doing absolutely God's work for his team. Takes out Yif as he pushes up Banana. That's a strong opener. That's definitely a morale and confidence booster.
That is indeed. I'm not going to say anything else after that. I'm just going to say that was a very nice play. I don't want to be cursing this for the side of Marist. JM, a beautiful shot. Gonna get one there again. And now that was beautiful, especially with the scout. So this is going to maybe force DePaul into an interesting situation. I don't think they know where they want to go. Looks like they're going to be pushing up Banana. They want to try. I think they decide that they don't want to try to push JM with these, with the AWP. They want to push Penguin with the scout, but Penguin already too good. Space Opal gets 1. It's going to get a second. No, Squaw is too fast in turn. Some utility getting thrown out there. Risk so low. Goes down to a very low health, but sadly not gonna matter as Penguin gets 1, but JM gets Squaw. Oh, and Chris is 3 HP, all on the line here. But 8-3 looking at like it is a favorable outcome for Marist. Not even the bomb will not even be planted. Chris wants to do something, misses the shot, and not gonna be enough. 3 maps for Marist, who yeah, as you said before, not necessarily the top team, but has done pretty well against these teams.
Pretty good. 3 to 8 is the start of something there for Marist. They still obviously have to string this together. They want to break that economy of DePaul, and that's going to take at least 1 more round win to do that in a row. They're going to have the bonus, the loss bonus is going to be minimal for DePaul if they continue to keep that up. And a lot of that's really going to come down to just those individual plays. We saw, Penguin with that opening scout kill on the last round was wild, peeking into that. Lucky keeps losing these battles against DePaul, peeking that Halls area, and they're just giving free kills over to DePaul. They just can't do that if they want to maintain any hope of winning any more rounds. JM able to take out Breezy is going to give them a little bit of hope. He puts down that smoke to try to stay hidden in pit. Squaw is on the hunt. He finds them with a nade out. Yif takes down JM. Or Demigod on the other side takes out Space Opal, and just Penguin left with 5 HP and a prayer of maybe holding on to that rifle.
Yeah, 100% a safe. If you're having a little bit of fun there, but hoping to save it, but sadly was looking at the wrong direction as the rest of DePaul was just rushing towards it, ready to get the kill off. And 9-3 on the board for DePaul. A great T side for them. And obviously this team is so good. They have the strats for CT, so Marist has to get as many as they can here before it becomes a lot harder on their T side for them, excuse me. And yeah, basically just at this point, a couple deagles, couple utility from JM, and shields on the board. Not going to be mattering too much, but
yeah, not that it matters. There's a little bit of a mixed flash there. Squad. Oh, Lucky just he's having a real difficult time with those strafe peaks in that hall position. And I think if I were to really nitpick or make some significant infrastructural changes to Marist's strategy here, it's play that more traditional one arch side, one from porch and then one in pit, as opposed to getting aggressive in halls, because they're just running into those. Penguin takes out Chris with a headshot from that deagle. They are going to run to a Demigod who's there to protect that AK. Penguin blind is going to take out the Demigod, not entirely sure there, but all of a sudden JM's got a kill, but the flank is already in there from Yif, who takes out Penguin, and those players are just rushing for it. JM trying desperately to hold on to that. Op is going to rush into apartments, try to defend himself against the attacking DePaul players.
That was a bit of a goose chase. Gonna be working out, however, at least for JM to keep this. Yeah, they're on the wrong side of the apartments.
That was an excellent misdirection on the part of JM. I did not expect him to hold on to that op.
I didn't as well. I was waiting for it, but it does work out well. And now, yeah, with his up on the board, doesn't even buy for his teammates. I think Space Opal is fine with what they have. And
I know what they were going for there. I think the problem is they haven't been winning any of those forward battles, and so Marist's best bet, I think, is to just get more conservative. I really like when people are in that position where they feel comfortable enough to put down the smoke and play out around it. The problem is DePaul has been playing this default where they've taken control of the app side so quickly that makes it really difficult, especially if you don't have any support. So JM does have enough cash to buy an off in the next round. Whether the rest of the teammates are going to have that really depends on whether they walk away with their 4th round on the board or if it's another round that goes in favor of DePaul.
Yeah, indeed. And especially with that op going down, they're not going to have the one-shot kill potential. At least, obviously, I should clarify, they always do with their rifles, but I should clarify it. Not of an easy situation. But DePaul just wanting to play very careful, letting the time ticker down, making Marist sweat as they come in, and the utility getting thrown by Sprague might have just allowed them to get this A side completely empty. But they are very low. They do get Sprague in the end. That actually, Sprague missed so many opportunities for just spraying. Sorry, I didn't make that fun. Spraying. And Yif gets lucky. Another unlucky duel for Lucky. That's the second pun I made. I'm sorry, I can't believe I did that. All on Space Opal, not going to be enough. AWP of Chris, going to be clearing it out. And as we enter this last round, is there anything? Well, JM has a lot of money, so
yeah, he's
okay. Yeah,
they're gonna be all right there, no problem. JM's gonna buy down, get that op, and they really have to get this 4th round, because I talked about it in previous series. You really want to end at the worst in a 10-5 situation, because at least that gives you a hope and a prayer if you win that pistol round to be comfortable. Otherwise, you're playing in that situation where you know that you've only got, a couple rounds left. We see the LMG come out on the side of GIF, so that's either a blessing or a curse. Maybe it's going well for them. We see the spray down of Penguin and Space Opal is going to net 2 kills. DePaul is going to be down to their third. That means that they've got 2 AKs and an op left on the board. They're going to rethink that B aggression and move more towards mid. What I am a little concerned about here is the fact that Marist is playing up incredibly aggressively and they get caught out. Breezy finds Spray in that balcony position. There's still another player up towards the bench, and there's nobody in that site to stop them. So we're going to see JM trying as desperately to push through into the Arches area, but he's going to be too late to catch the rotate. Now there's 3 members of the DePaul team all set up for the replant on A site, or for the post plant on A site.
Yeah. Who's going to win the op battle? Oh, I want to see the op battle. Oh, come on. Auto director just teases us there. I want to see the 360. It goes in the way of Chris. Oh, excuse me. Chris gets Penguin, but also gets JM. Breezy finishes us out. 12-3 for DePaul after losing too early on. And Marist just... I think Marist has to be, hitting themselves on the head for that. They could have held a little more passive. They could have held just ready for them if they pushed towards A, but got caught out, and suddenly it was equal. And DePaul just going into the CT side 12-3.
Definitely not a good position for Marist to be in. You definitely always want to see high single digits at worst for the first part of the half. Seeing a 12 on the other board is not great. GIF disrespecting the Marist side, just running down with those dualies, which we've seen quite a few times already. Penguin is able to take out 2. Yip and Breezy goes down. He's trying for that third, but loses the battle against Squall. Lucky does find a demigod, but Chris is able to close it out. That's going to be another round on the board for DePaul. DePaul is on the CT side, as we just saw those swap over. Super fun. Not so fun if you're Marist, but DePaul obviously having a great time with that aggression, trying to exploit the momentum that they already have built and just bully Marist into not being able to really do much.
Yeah, very rough for them. And yeah, basically a force buy working out beautifully for them. Just EF is just disrespectful right now. That was, I would be tilted so hard right now, Tyler. If I was playing this game, I'm a very happy caster. I'm not necessarily a happy player, Okay. And so...
Well, the easy counter for this is throw your mollies and your flashes into mid, stop the aggression at its head, and you're going to see that DePaul is slowing down a little bit here. You see them pushing up there, and that flash is going to go in favor of Yif. Sprague able to just find the right moments, and that aggression is getting punished. A demigod able to find Space Oval after he takes out one of his teammates. But this is ultimately in favor of Marist. That aggression getting punished on the side of DePaul just a little bit. Sprague's only got 3 HP, so there's enough that he can limp around and pull the trigger with, but that's all you really need if you want to do some damage. But Breezy's gonna hear those footsteps. All he needs to do is start firing. He's gonna get 2.
Gets a headshot, I think, onto Sprague, and it's all up to JM with this AK. Maybe a little bit of chance, and I don't think it's gonna matter. Squaw in such a great position. He's gonna hear the bomb plant no matter what happens, and it's gonna be a goose chase for the rest of this team to try to do something. But does it look in the right direction? JM can get the plant. This is crucial, and this may be the opportunity for Marist to get their first CT side, and does get 1. Okay, is at 37 HP. So a demigod is very close to potentially getting this down, but backs away. Holds more towards sight at quite a position. No utility for, actually quite a bit of utility for a demigod, but doesn't use it. And Marist get their first on their T side, and surely a demigod could have thrown a molly, could have thrown something there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're probably feeling pretty comfortable in your position, right? 14-3 before the end of the round. It's got to give you a little bit of extra confidence, whether or not those translate into the right decisions. doesn't really matter quite as much. Marist is able to put that 4th round on the board. They're going to reset the cash a little bit on the DePaul side. They still have enough to buy after those first couple of rounds. Breezy pushing aggressively up into that as he has in the previous rounds. Gonna end the life of Lucky. And a Demigod returns the favor to what Penguin did earlier to them on the CT side, getting a wall through that, but a little bit less fun, a little less notable. But that is going to give Space Opal an AK, so that's something.
That is indeed something, Tyler. I'm a great point to pass it off on. I just amazing.
I've been full of wisdom, coaching tips, all sorts of things so far tonight.
Exactly.
Every single one of them has been brilliant, and I won't hear anything else.
It should be Emming winning, like Emmy casting winning. And yeah, now Marist just playing very passively. Maybe does decide to try to do something on to B, throws utility, throws something out. Sprague walking very slow, decides to finally pick up the pace and pushes out of the smoke, and Yif gets the 2. What?
Oh, that hurts.
And now this is gonna force Sprague to go around, but we've seen this before where, Marist, when someone takes when they get a couple kills, they just rotate around. They just rotate towards the site they think is gonna happen. And Chris, Breezy, holding very secure there and getting the kill at the end there. And Marist is gonna do a timeout as we're on match point, and they have a very iffy economy, to say the least.
Yeah, their best bet is, depending on the strategy they want to go with, something like an armor Mac 10 rush, or they can certainly opt for lighter armor, upgraded pistols with some utility. So they do have some options, but obviously facing match point, that's not a decision that you want to have to make. So you see Lucky on the P90, a couple Mac 10s, a Galil, and a Tech 9. So they're going to split and distribute the wealth a little bit, try to get some utility out there so they can make some fair attack. The issue is if they're going for a fast and aggressive push here, they're going to run directly into DePaul, who's been doing the same thing round in and round out. So they're going to have to win those battles. And unfortunately, they're going up against AKs and M4s. They don't have an AWP on the board, which is something. But those smokes have obviously not really mattered much because we've just seen like Yif in that last round spraying through the smoke, getting a 2K just off of a single clip. So it's not looking great for Marist, but if they can stay alive to get a couple more rounds on the board, that is going to make a little bit of a difference. Although Marist is probably going to be stuck in this 8th place position. Right now they're on 8 maps. So if they win this, which seems unlikely, they've got a maximum of 6 rounds left. So they still could take it up there. Lucky with the P90 goes down to Squaw in the Breezy. Squaw all going down. JM, just that one lone bright spot who ultimately goes down. Space Opal out there. That is a quick end to the round. It's going to be 16-4 in favor of DePaul.
Yeah, very quick, very quick map. Well, it felt a lot slower than I expected. I think both sides, besides those first couple of rounds on DePaul's CT side, played a little bit more passively, played a little bit more wanting to make sure that they could do something with their utility and then finally engage, but not enough for DePaul there, or excuse me, not enough for Marist there. Quite enough for DePaul there, winning 16-4 on Inferno. But that is not all that we have left for you today between these two teams. We're going to be going to Vertigo, or is it Vertigo? Vertigo. I had not heard the confirmed maps yet, so my bad. But we're going to be going into that right after this short break. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the EGFC Season 3, brought to you by Intel. DePaul won Inferno quite convincingly, 16-4 against Marist. Now Marist wanting to try to do something on Vertigo, want to try to maybe bring it back. You know, try to at least get a couple of maps, maybe try to win a map or win this, win a couple of rounds, try to win the map. I will eventually speak properly. But I'm joined by Tyler or Viking. And Tyler, I want Marist to win, but I don't think they will.
Well, hey, that's
Just being honest here.
Brutally realistic. I mean, it's really nothing against Marist. It's just the fact that DePaul has been one of the scarier teams across this whole league. We talk about the top three almost every week: Colorado, DePaul, and Marquette. DePaul and Marquette have jockeyed for that second place position, with Colorado being the undisputed champion. That being said, DePaul has been able to take maps off of Colorado, but they've never played in a best of three, so they've never actually decided who was the better. But Colorado definitely has that that spark, that switch they can turn on whenever that momentum comes in. All of a sudden, it's a very, very different and very scary team. So as we go into this, DePaul is going to be on the CT side of Vertigo. Marist map choice is going to be the best that they can do. We already see them all bunched up towards that A ramp site. A lot of these maps end up being in the battle for A ramp. Right now, not a lot going on. A little bit of movement back and forth, and it seems like DePaul is going to feel that. They're going to go for that mid flank, and they're going to see if they can get anything out of it. Right now, still, while shots are being traded, only one kill coming in from Yif right now. Space Oboe trades that out. There's four members of the Marist team now flooding into that site, getting a couple headshots in. Squaw, Chris again. That kill feed is just all headshots back and forth. Penguin able to find something from Breezy, but it's just him. He's able to get one, but not a second. It's going to be the first round in favor of DePaul on that CT side of Vertigo.
Yeah, indeed. And beautiful first round for them. They were holding towards mid. They were holding more towards B, and still not even that could stop them from overtaking Marist in this T side attack. And yeah, just a basic buy for Marist, not wanting to even buy utility. Just going to be rushing up A ramps again, it seems. And oh, this scout might be getting something, and a little slow there. Maybe could have got a second. Dinks. Oh, no. Gets a okay, finally gets a third. Gets a third. Actually gets a fourth too. Goes in, wants the ace. Are they going to get the ace? I want to see if they get the ace. Frey, you have all on you to prevent the ace from happening, and only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can prevent forest yifs from occurring, and Chris denies the ace, but does take the second round for DePaul, and that was a bit scary.
Yeah, I didn't realize that last pair of kills was a collat. That was a difficult round for Marist, obviously, in that case. So they're just going to put that behind them. They've got guns now. They're going to go out there. They're going to do their best to equalize and try to maintain that. I mean, again, this is their map pick, so we're hoping that they feel really comfortable on this map, enough so that they're able to take on the aggression of DePaul that we saw coming out towards the second half of Inferno. And if they can break some of these defenses, I mean, this is a map that has a lot of potential for different strategies. There's obviously lots of different levels. There's an elevations and all that kind of stuff. So really anything can happen, but it's up to Marist to not only want it, but to be able to execute on that.
Indeed. And okay, positioning from Weef going to be revealed. Not going to get any damage off on either side. But Breezy with the auto shotgun, going to get nothing for it. But the what? Yif with 2 no-scopes after getting 4 in the last round. Yif on an absolute rampage finally gets taken down by Sprague, but 6 kills in 2 rounds with the scout is more than what you can ask for. JM on a hunt. JM trying to catch it out. It does! A demigod looking away. Squaw, all that is left for this retake, and smoke's gonna go down, but not in time for JM to be caught out. And I think at this point, JM just gonna be backing away, trying to hold a great angle for this. And surely Squaw going for the defuse, is sticking the defuse. No one's going for it. No one's looking. What?
That shouldn't have happened. I know that it's really common to pop that, to try or to, excuse me, to tap the bomb and try to draw somebody out. So obviously you want to hold on to that, but you can't wait the full 5 seconds. That's a really dangerous position to be in. And obviously Marist paid for that, which is really unfortunate because they did such a great job getting onto the bomb, dealing with the post plant. And that was just a really unfortunate bout of timing.
Yeah, indeed. And now a double op setup coming for DePaul. If at least revealing the op on a ramp. I believe Chris has to be watching at least at B somewhere, but Yif goes down immediately. Space Opal, that is beautiful. That is exactly what they need, trying to make up for what happened last round. Now the pace will slow down a little bit. Marist just maybe waiting for another kill, maybe waiting for another default, but it does look like they are going to be pushing towards B now. And kind of reveals their location potentially, so that's fun. Okay, so Spray gets another 4v3, and now going even kind of rotating around towards A now. Not even backing out from there. But Chris with this AWP, absolutely necessary, absolutely critical, beautiful shot to bring us back to 3v3. Sprague at 16 HP is one body shot away. That doesn't matter to an AWP, but it matters to Chris on 2. Bomb will be planted, however. But Squawk catches that out. Space Opal trades it in turn. It's a 2v1. Make that a 1v1, all on the line for Demigod. And Demigod clutches it out. Will be picking up this AWP. And actually, or not, I think it might have just flown off the map. Might try to pick up EGFC in turn. Or no, actually, I think that would also fall off the map.
Well, you know, that's the danger of playing this game on a skyscraper, I suppose. Especially one under such heavy construction. How irresponsible is that? Oh. But that was a
total logical. But yeah, sorry, go on. Sorry.
I just say that was a heartbreaking round for Marist, because once again, the second round in a row, they come so close to victory, literally just fractions of a second. And that just, it's a really tough place to be. They know that they can win these rounds, but if they're just not coming, if it's not coming up in their favor, eventually that starts to get really tilting, and that becomes harder and harder, and you just have that, you know, momentous ball of stress, anxiety, and tilt that are coming at you. And that's obviously not good. Chris getting Space Oval early off of the A ramp. You got 3 players from DePaul sitting there. JM's looking for some amount of information on the B site, maybe giving Marist an opening onto that. Right now, we just have 1 player on that B site that's going to be a Demigod, who hasn't really seen much action, just a single kill alongside Breezy in that mid area. Or sorry, he's playing yellow right now. So Marist is slowing down. They've got 3 players left on the map and quite a bit of work to be done. They are going to run into a Demigod who's going to have his first real shot at making a difference. Oh, the knife. There you go. That's going to feel good. That's going to give him a little bit of that confidence back. That is also going to be the bomb down on the side of Marist. So this is once again a situation that's theirs to lose.
Indeed. And how are DePaul going to be taking this back? Well, Squad goes down to 1, but Chris just too good with this AWP. Takes it to a 3v2. And the flank op shot in the back will clutch it out. 5-0 for DePaul. Marist looking close, but never able to clutch it up enough, as DePaul are on a rampage, trying to clutch out the series, trying to get as many maps as they can.
Marist is kind of a little bit falling into that trap where, you know, they're getting the bomb down, which is obviously the hardest part to, you know, that initial step towards victory. You can't lose all your players to get it down. And then they're doing pretty well in the post plant, but they're just making these tiny little mistakes. Either it's a little bit of over aggression, or somebody's looking in the wrong direction, or they don't have a spot covered, or something along those lines. It's not necessarily that they're not able to win the duels. JM takes out the flash instead of swimming over to take out a Demigod. A Demigod almost gets 2, takes half health off of Penguin. They deal with a threat, but man, that aggression is starting to ramp up from DePaul. Is they're starting to see kind of the same thing that we started to see on Inferno. Them getting aggressive. Lucky being a little bit of a reversal of those issues that he was having in Halls on Inferno, come back in the other direction. I can't believe Chris just missed that.
I think he legged him there. Did he leg Lucky?
He must have been a toe because Lucky took a little bit of damage from that initial fight. Penguin, Sprague. Oh my god, this is going all Marist right now.
Surely the first for Marist has to happen. 3v1 against Chris, who did miss some shots. Maybe that is a bit of a mental break on to him, and it looks like it is just going to be the save. Not even wanting to try it, which it should be noticed. They are 5 up right now, but look at how bad their economy is right now, Tyler. Less than 1,000 for 3 of these players, and less than 500 for 2. And yeah, the save has to be necessary.
With no loss bonus banked up for them, this is going to be a pretty uncomfortable situation economically going into this next round. Probably see, I would guess, a little bit of a buy up against that. I cannot believe like he got away with that with 1 HP. But they are going to carry over 3 rifles on the side of Marist into the next round, which is going to be great for them as they try to continue to build up their bank, their war chest, as they continue the fight against DePaul. But DePaul, with just a couple grand per player, is not going to be in a great position to do much. So they're going to opt for some upgraded pistols. They're going to try to support Chris on that op. But they're not gambling towards one site. They're continuing with that sort of default spread that they've got in positions on the site, really putting a lot of faith into the individual members and what they can do with those deagles.
Indeed, and all up to these deagles, which we have seen... Tyler and I have witnessed many a moment where deagles, I'm not going to include the op in this, but where the deagles can overpower the AKs or the M4A1Ss, depending on the side you're watching. So I'm not going to count them out just yet. Obviously, a little bit of utility, but I'm mostly waiting for the headshots. I'm waiting for the absolute incredible play from DePaul University as they actually push more towards B this time. Definitely, maybe mid it a little bit. Waiting for it. Okay, but utility gonna be confirming the location, and oh, that's Chris misses the first shot. That's massive. Gets one, gets lucky. That is exactly what they need. And the molly takes Penguin down very low. Oh, and all of a sudden they slow down at the wrong time. They can't be having this. They are gonna be kicking themselves in the foot again, and a demigod gets one. Is he gonna get a second? AM gets one, Jam gets two, Jam gets three. Jam finally goes down. Squaw with a 1v2 picks up the AK. All on the line for him. Not gonna be working out. Penguin clutches it out, and Marist get a second. But honestly, maybe in less convincing fashion than we hoped for.
A little bit, yeah. I certainly would have. I'm sure they would have felt more comfortable if they had picked the site that didn't have Chris with the op on it. But they did really well there in terms of getting there and with minimal casualties. A little bit of danger there is that smoke went down and you're seeing the deagle spams through that. Just the way that Marist luck has been in some of these rounds, you would expect one of those to connect. But like you pointed out, excuse me, JM able to push through with rifle, take down a bunch of players, and they're able to clutch that, or not clutch it out, but just win it out straight up. Doing a good job there. So they're going to try to get this third round on the board, close up that gap just a little bit, and they're in a great position. Again, there's just some upgraded pistols on the side of the CTs with some armor. Marist in great shape with full utility, full rifles, and a can-do attitude.
With a can-do attitude, I like that one. Actually, I'm gonna take that for my future repertoire.
Can-do, baby.
Phrases. Can-do, awesome. Oh well, Yip starts us off, however, which that has to feel good. It does get traded out for but does get the confirmation of this A push, not just a little bit of a peek. I think has to confirm a couple of players there. Not gonna have the firepower necessary to really do anything else above that. Space Opal on 6. So low. No. A beautiful shot to clear it out. Space Opal in just the wrong position. Demigod looking away a little bit. Does get taken out. Squaw in turn, however, suddenly makes it a 2v2. If in the correct spot, they have bomb essentially secured. Okay, Sprague a little too fast. And okay, Chris also went down as well. And
it was a good round for
went down as well. Yeah, good round.
3. Count them 1, 2, 3. Marist gets back within 2 of DePaul. They're doing pretty well here, but DePaul is going to be back at full strength. You see the op on Chris, so they're going to be feeling good about their chances coming into this. Now Marist has got to keep up with, I guess, the same strategy that's been working. It worked against rifles. It works against pistols. You might as well keep it happening, working as best that they can until it doesn't work. A demigod getting super aggressive is going to find JM through the smoke. No one's there to follow up on that, so it's just going to be a free kill. No consequences whatsoever for DePaul for either of their opening kills. Chris, what? That, I cannot believe that. I forgot that you can spam through that floor, and that has got to feel awful. I mean, no one is.
Oh,
those. There's no words for that. I mean, that's just luck of the random shots there. And that RNG, unfortunately, favored DePaul in a pretty dramatic fashion.
that was absolutely insane. That is exactly what shouldn't have happened for them. And wow, what a way for DePaul to take number 6 for them. A demigod going for the aggression this time and does get caught out there. And now doesn't really force much out of Marist. They still are holding quite well. Pushing a little bit towards A though. And actually, yeah, wanting to be more aggressive on A after this initial pick onto B. And Penguin, beautiful headshot onto Breezy. This is how you make a comeback in a round after such a heartbreaking loss in our 9th round, excuse me. That was just the I can count there.
Sure is. They got to feel pretty good about that. I love Penguin's confidence with that scout. I mean, it's a weapon that is kind of high risk, high reward, especially if you're in a position where your economy sort of hinges on the outcome. You know, something that's kind of interesting to me as we're setting up for this is Breezy and a demigod, or sorry, both of them kind of quiet so far. Chris Yif takes out 2. This is going to be kind of a tough situation. Penguin doing work with that scout again is going to get so excited that he's going to hit Sprague as he puts down the bomb. 2 players left, Squaw and Chris, 2 of the heavyweights this time around. Squaw finds the first, and Penguin, he did a lot of work for 17 HP and a scout. So I think that he can rest easy, know that he had quite an impact there.
Yeah, indeed. And Chris, beautiful shot. Gonna be getting the second potentially. You don't really need to peek that there. And okay, Sprague just goes in anyway. And a beautiful 7th round for DePaul University. An amazing CT side for them. Marist, obviously not exactly what they wanted on their pick, but still, you know, one more map round win, and they already tie it. They already equal what they had just had last time, and 2 more, and they're even better than how they did. A lot
of health going down. That molly, devastating by Squaw, is gonna put a huge amount of damage down on that aggression. They're just gonna see a little bit of that. They're gonna go for it. JM is able to use those dualies. There they are again. They're just gonna try for that defuse. JM doing such a crazy amount of work with those dualies. This kid's in and out of the smoke, just doing crazy shit. Excuse me. And Chris able to just find through the edge of the smoke. Gonna take out and end the rampage of JM there, and that's an auto sniper on Breezy. Whether they are able to use that in a useful way, I don't think they got a chance last time around.
Yeah, it's a chaotic round there, and
yeah,
it was just fun regardless.
Just thinking about JM's rootin' tootin' shooting dualies out there, just running through the smoke, causing chaos.
This I know this felt more like Overwatch for a little bit than it did Counter-Strike. But you know, seemed like Cole Cassidy up out of there. And Chris got another. I might have actually thought he was walling. Surely you can't get a second. Do not get a second, please, Chris, please. Okay, Penguin's gonna be picking.
There's not a lot of pressure to not have him trying that, so you might as well, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, try it. But if he gets a second, then I'm gonna be a little sussy. I'm gonna be
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Marist playing very passively still, and we've seen this a lot. It seems Marist really buckles under the weight of expectations. You know, they do well in the earlier rounds because they get picks. Maybe they're playing a little bit more aggressive, but as soon as DePaul start popping off, Marist just kind of sit there. They don't really engage, and I'm especially looking at their utility. They almost never use it until it's under like 45 seconds, under a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but they are just finding these kind of late positions to make use of some of that. But this being said, 2 players on the DePaul side are now dead. Make that 3. JM, great with that Molly. Penguin is going to try to hold on to the site as his teammates putting down that bomb trap behind the boxes. There's still 2 players from the DePaul side, 3 on the side of Marist, but all in health, half health. There's not a lot going on there. That nade doesn't connect too much onto Squaw. Just a couple damages. Squaw pushing in with the aggression is going to find 1, chases for the second. All they need to do is buy time. Not able to do it, and that's just another heartbreaking round on the board for DePaul. Marist trying so hard to keep that around and finding success getting that bomb down, but that post plant continues to haunt them.
Yeah, just retakes going in the favor of them just every time. Just never even too worried about it. And at this point, just as we enter round 13, they're going to be buying again. I mean, at this point, just
do it up. Buy all the things.
And
see what you
buy
got.
all the things. Do what you got. Use your utility. Just, you know, just use it. Just be. I want them to just be aggressive. Like, I want them to be able to do something.
Oh no,
that's
Chris.
not the start for it. As Chris makes my words moot. Excuse me. As just punishes the players as they play aggressively. Brig at 5 HP. I've noticed how many times Marist players go down to 1 HP to 5 HP, 17 HP. Keep living from there. Sadly, usually not enough there, but
agreed.
Yeah.
Quiet mid round is always nice. They're looking back towards that B site where they've actually had quite a bit of success, especially if we think back to that infamous, now in my mind, dually round. So they're lining up for this execute. There's only 1 player from the DePaul team over there, but you see Squaw playing around that mid area, but a demigod with the auto sniper. I don't think that they even knew that that was on the board. He hasn't had a chance to use that whatsoever, but you're going to see the execution come in, the counter smoke to try to push off that bottom ramp. The execution smokes should hopefully be enough to be there. Lots of flashes coming out, but they're running right into the crosshairs of a demigod who's just going to keep holding that trigger down. He takes out Lucky. JM responds in kind, taking out a demigod. There's players coming out. He's got the crosshairs in the right spot. Can he get him? Yes. Sprague takes out Squaw. There's 2 players left from the side of DePaul. That bomb is still not down yet, and there's only 8 combined HP from the side of Marist. Not going to be enough for the op of Chris, who takes out the last 2, and that is a dominant end to the round for DePaul University.
Yeah, beautiful round 4. DePaul there, 10-3, and honestly, their economy doing so well. Even losing a couple players just, you know, makes Chris broke. Well, you're going bankrupt there, but you know, and you can't buy on credit in this game, sadly. And yeah, and their penultimate round of this half, basically forcing at this point. But Yif, with that aggression at mid, takes out Penguin and just mollies and utilities everywhere, and Breezy with the peak down a ramp, gonna get another 5v3 all on the line here. Space Opal trades at least 1 out. Sprague makes it a 3v3. Are they going to be pushing up A more, or are they going to be backing up? They seem to love keeping with this A push. But their post plans, as Tyler mentioned earlier, not the best. Have they been doing? But finally, maybe a bit of an interesting change up, and I think they're rotating towards B.
They got plenty of time to do it and lots of options. DePaul University, aware of course of how the rotations come in, are going to keep players scattered across that. You've got Chris with the op. They haven't given up the auto sniper, notably. That's important because that obviously created some problems for them the last time they tried to get onto the site. But Gif just hanging out, looking for any sort of information he can off that A site. But I think he's about to find out that nobody else is there. So that should trigger the rotation. Yep, we see Chris moving over to the B site just as the mollies start to rain down, and the Marist team has to try something. They get up there, but the wrong nade at the wrong time. Nothing there. A demigod pulls out the pistol, not able to find that second kill yet. They're just dancing around in the smoke, trying for anything. But Yif on the flank gets there, and Chris closes it out with the op kill, and that is a devastating end to yet another round for Marist College.
Yeah, devastating end for them, and luckily the loss bonus gonna be able to at least get a couple AKs on the or mostly AKs on the board. Curious what Penguin buys here. Doesn't buy the Penguin, and Doesn't buy the penguin. Doesn't buy the AK in the end. I'm a bit tired today, Tyler. I don't know.
Don't buy penguins. Yeah.
Don't buy penguins. You should not buy penguins. I don't even think that's legal. So this is not a legal advice show. So obviously not too much to say, but what a trade's coming out. Okay, trades all coming everywhere, but JM finally takes it into Marist's college's favorite. Oh, but the util might have just let squad die, and he does. JM gets 3. It's all on the AWP of Chris to take it from here. Throws utility, but might get caught up by JM. Oh, the barrel I think was revealed, and it works out. And Marist take their T side to an okay level, 11-4. DePaul just needing 5 wins to take this map and take this series.
Not great, but not terrible on the side of Marist. Like you said, 4-11, reasonable. They got to win this pistol round, which has been a challenge for them, obviously. And this is very familiar territory. We just saw the mirror version of this in the last map. So they are going to try to change their fate a little bit here. They obviously, this is their map pick. They're switching over to the CT side, so they have the opportunity. Hopefully they've got the comfort and the know-how to do that. DePaul spreading out, but moving more towards that B site. There's only one player over there with Lucky on jump up looking towards mid. So we're going to see DePaul just trying to be a little cheeky, pushing over into that boost spot. Just 2 players there, more of them coming in. Utility starting to go down. Those P250s are still out there. We're going to see if DePaul can take this first round, or Marist is going to hold staunch defenses.
Yeah, B was empty for them. Marist gonna at least have 5 players for this retake. A Demigod starts us off. Hour does go down, but the flank. Oh, the flank from Yif gonna be getting 1. JM still on a rampage from this last round. Gets another. Okay, now it's a 1v1, all up to Breezy and Sprague. Sprague on 3 kills. Is he gonna be getting it in a bit of a dance? The break dance, however, is won by Breezy, who takes the first round.
That was real tough. That absolutely was within Marist's grasp, and there's just nothing, unfortunately, that they could have done really differently. They just had to hit those last shots. Unfortunately, they come up short on that, which is going to give DePaul the advantage. Of course, Marist opting not to purchase anything, going for that 3rd round buy, probably just looking for something in mid, trying to get whatever they can. They are going to hear those footsteps going over towards the A site. You see all the DePaul team flooding into that. There are a couple pistols there. They go for the knife on the bomb planter there. Not going to find any success, and this is really just a matter of DePaul hunting down the remaining Marist player. Base Opal trying something, getting some damage down, but unfortunately not collectively enough to take any individual player from the side of DePaul off the map. So Marist is going to come into this last round, this next round, excuse me, not last round. We still got a couple before that we can say that. Doing their best. They're going to have to buy whatever they can, and this is where they've got to put up those defenses, because if they don't start winning those rounds back, they're going to be looking at a situation where they have to play against match point until they win until they tie or lose. And that's a really difficult place to be in.
Yeah, indeed. And this is what they have, and Sprague at least gets 10 HP. Can at least maybe try to push through the smoke, but DePaul decide to back up a little bit, wait for some aggression, but the bomb has been moved closer to B, moving towards something a little different. But slowed down again. DePaul, after losing their first player, decides to be a little bit aggressive. Penguin gets Chris, but Yif trades it out in turn. 3v4. Spray on basically one shot. Just needs a little bit of a tap, a little bit of a poke, and will go down. But as Tyler has said many times, 1 HP means you can still headshot a player and take them out. So it's all up to how this B push goes for DePaul University. In quite a bit utility, so this could still work out very well for them, especially if they're able to take out JM, if they're able to take out Lucky without taking too many losses. This makes this retake even more impossible, because it's only an M4 with an MP9, but JM gets us started, takes us out. Bomb will be planted. The retake is going to be fast, and it's going to be immediate, but AKs will be picked up. All on the line here for them. A little bit of a flash coming out. Not going to be getting anything, and Marist playing this very cautiously, waiting for DePaul to play aggressively. now going to be advancing forward. They want to try to win this here. They want to try to get their 5th on the board. They want to try to do better, but a demigod starts us off. Equalist is out, and it's all up to Sprague at 10 HP, at 4 HP. 1v1 Squaw at such a good health advantage. Starts it and finishes us off 14-4 in a heartbreaking run from Marist.
Just another thing that came down to the last moment, the last player for Marist. Unfortunately, DePaul is just outplaying them and continuing to rack up those round wins. So Marist still has an opportunity here. I mean, they're going to go for the desperation buy, or we'll say the last chance sort of buy here. You see the auto shotty on JM, Space Opal with the MP9, some swag 7s, and some upgraded pistols running around. So that's going to give them a little bit of hope. And depending on, you know, where DePaul decides to attack, they may find some there. Breezy takes a little bit of damage off that nade, but it doesn't matter because he finds Penguin in the opening there. A demigod trades out Space Opal. Those Deagles are trying to do something with Sprague, but DePaul overwhelms and finds themselves on the site. Lucky not able to do anything as he rushes out to try to get something. And now it's just JM with those the auto shotty, hoping to find something, but there are 2 AKs and an AWP in his way in preventing this. So they're going to have to, at best, be comfortable with potentially taking an exit. But it looks like DePaul is aware of that, and they're angling more towards the CT spawn than the A ramp.
Yeah, indeed. And JM, all that is left for them. And yeah, I think JM just wanting to maybe get something with the shotgun, wanting to get a couple of peeks out. But DePaul, it's not even going to matter. DePaul are going to be going toward...
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, hey, you know, play silly games, get silly answers as Chris loses the AWP and is picked up by JM. But DePaul, of course, are now on match point. That was... I apologize for my laugh there, but that was exactly how I expected that to go.
I mean, it's the XM, so of course it's gonna happen. It's just that's just Counter-Strike rules, baby.
It is. And okay, final round, potentially the final round, excuse me. Squag starts us off beautifully. This is exactly how they want to finish it here. B is effectively empty, and Yip with the flank gets 1, gets 2, and heartbreak for Marist. I don't think they can handle it from here. Yeah, and sadly, probably not going to be enough. Space Opal is all that is left. Okay, now Yif gets this little bit of a silly question there, but Chris will finish it out. DePaul 16-4, exactly how Inferno ended, and just DePaul showing their dominance. Not necessarily the perfect score. You obviously. You want to try to get that map differential as high as you can, as far as you can. But yeah, an overall great win for them, and they basically secure their 2nd place. I think they have secured their 2nd place.
I still have yeah, no, that's true. Colorado and DePaul are both off next week as we move into the bye week makeup in week 17. So, sorry, Marquette and DePaul, not Colorado and DePaul. So, yeah, they've cemented their final positions. It'll be Colorado in 1st, unless they somehow manage to lose all of their remaining matches. DePaul in 2nd, Marquette in 3rd on the stats as they go into the group stages for nationals. We are going to take a quick break. We're going to skip the interview because we're pretty far behind, so we can get you to that last match of the evening. We're going to see some great matchups in Colorado versus USA. We're going to start out in Inferno just like we did in this matchup. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.